Welcome, my fellow visionaries. Welcome to the Royal Kingdom and to the Royal Diaries. So, today's episode, I won't give it all away, but today, young Richard trusted himself to take an overnight trade. So, that's a huge thing for me because sometimes I like to just sit and watch my trades and see what they're doing. But to actually take a trade and go to sleep and not be like impulsive about it, to be strategic was a big milestone for me. So, anyway, let's get into this episode. So, here we go. Every kingdom is shaped not only by its ruler, but also by those who faithfully serve the crown. Within these walls live individuals of remarkable character. Some strengthen the kingdom, others test it. Every one of them serves a purpose. So, my fellow visionaries, welcome to the kingdom. Good morning, Lord Percy. Yesterday was wisely declared a no trade day. There was no disappointment throughout the kingdom. Instead, something unexpected happened. Rather than celebrating a day away from the battlefield, young Richard spent nearly the entire day inside the Royal Academy. Not because anyone required him to, but because he wanted to. From the Chamber of Council, I observed him studying charts, reviewing old battles, and even asking Sir Stewie thoughtful questions. He wasn't searching for trades, he was searching for understanding. It made me smile. After supper, something remarkable happened. Young Richard approached the royal table. He stood a little taller than he once had. His voice carried confidence instead of impulse. Young Richard, Your Majesty, may I have permission to enter the war room during Asian session? The room grew quiet. I looked towards Lord Percy, then towards Sir Stewie. Neither one of them spoke. Neither one of them needed to. They already knew my answer, which was, Young Richard, you have earned that privilege. It was no longer a test, it was trust. In the war room later that evening, just before retiring to the bedchamber, young Richard requested Queen Victoria's presence in the war room. Upon entering, she noticed something different. The room felt calm. No frantic excitement, no chasing candles, no anxious pacing. Young Richard simply pointed towards the charts. The pips appeared to be waking from their slumber. What a wonderful observation, young Richard. Young Richard's eyes have become remarkably sharp. Together, we review the battlefield one by one. The royal checklist has been satisfied. Every rule appears to be intact. Now comes the decision. Understanding that the market does what it wants, knowing it would soon be my bedtime, what do you think you should do, young Richard? He immediately reduced the lot size. He selected a conservative take profit, for capital preservation comes before glory. I don't even know if he realized it, but in a moment, he wasn't thinking about making money. He was thinking like a steward. Queen Victoria retired peacefully to her bedchambers. Whatever happened overnight, the kingdom had already won. When the morning arrived, Queen Victoria opened her curtains to her bedchamber. There seems to be something unusual beneath my door, a folded note. Inside were only a few handwritten words. It read, "Thank you for believing in me, Your Majesty." And it was signed, Young Richard. Attached to the note was a receipt from the Royal Treasury. A successful deposit had been made during Asian session. No boasting, no celebration, just quiet evidence. When I poked my head out the door, down the hallway, I noticed Sir Take Profit admiring his impeccable white gloves. He adjusted his armor before glancing into the mirror. Then that famous golden tooth caught the morning sun. I nearly needed sunglasses. He simply smiled. Another day's work. Another faithful servant. Today was never about the deposit. Today was about trust. Young Richie has reminded me that people flourish when someone believes in the person they are becoming, rather than judging the person they used to be. Perhaps leadership isn't merely correcting mistakes. Perhaps it's creating a place where people become worthy of trust. And today, young Richard governed himself, and perhaps so did the Queen. So that is today's episode. That is my Royal Diary entry. And like I said, it felt really cool to take a trade last night and not like feel comfortable enough that, that stop loss was reduced. I was comfortable with the risk. And I went to sleep and had an amazing night. Woke up this morning and ka-ching, ka-ching, take profit was hit. So, and most importantly, I trusted my process. I had trust and confidence in my process. So that was good. And I think even if the stop loss had been hit, I would have still felt comfortable that I trusted my process. So, anyway, that is my episode for today. I do see growth in myself, and I do, as always, ask to my fellow visionaries, did you govern yourselves? Have a blessed day.